So, welcome to Mystery Box. This is the Mystery Box. No one knows what's in it, even me. I'm kind of not sure if I know what's exactly in it. But look, very, very excited to do the Mystery Box. So many people got involved. We sent out 27 boxes of the Mystery Box all over the place, literally everywhere. And you're all taking a risk because you don't know what's in it. And, you know, it could literally be, every bottle could be a proper 12. Some people might think that's a really good thing. I'm not too sure about that. I could have just put in things that aren't even whiskey. But again, you know, you're all taking that mammoth leap with me. That big, you know. Come on, Paul, you must give us good whiskey, please. Which is perfectly fine. I mean, if you've taken part in any of the art tastings, it's good whiskey, you know. I'm really excited. Obviously, we've got Johnny on. You know, we've got a whole group of people here who are on Microsoft Teams doing a live chat just now, and we've got Johnny who is, you know, he's part of Belfast Whisky Club. He is also, though, in his own right, a fabulous designer. Works for Studio Stereo. He is the boss in their joint partner with Connie, and those guys have produced those beautiful cards that we have. You know, these cards. They produce the labels, all the artwork, everything that you see online is all done through Johnny and Studio Stereo. Even the design of the box is down to these guys. So Johnny, genuinely, thank you very much. Absolutely brilliant. I've given lots of thanks to other people for the festive week, but certainly, you know, when people compliment me and they say presentation's great, boxes are fantastic, blah blah. Well, you're quite right. I mean, it's nice that I get praise, but I always try and throw it back and say, do you know what? I didn't physically make them, and I didn't physically design them. You know, they went through yourself. So absolutely great, and I really do appreciate it. Again, I want to just, you know, point out Irish Whiskey Auctions for getting out all of these boxes. You know, 148 odd boxes for this week alone. All round the place, across the world, and obviously around Ireland. Really do appreciate that, and obviously Ecklinville. And again, I have to say, so the guys at Ecklinville have really helped us get to this stage, and we're able to go in there. We've done the bottling for all the miniatures and the labeling, the packing there, and then sent the products off. So listen, so many people make it work. It's not just me, you know. Although I feel that, you know, I've done a bit to make sure we get to this point. What's important is everyone who wants to be involved, you know. So I really appreciate that people wanted to get involved at this time of year. Obviously, the big push is for the summer festival, for it to be, you know, a huge event. But I just thought, you know, people need something just now. We're all going to be locked in the houses. We're all going to be, you know, not going out and seeing the family, and certainly not going to the bars and having those Christmas dues. So nice to do something. And collectively, this is a community. You know, we've got people from literally all over the world who are experiencing whiskey and enjoying it. And I like that interaction. I want people to be interacting all the time. That's very important. You know, that's humans, you know, to do that. So listen, we shall crack on. When we shall start, we'll just go in order of the bottles. I'm sure I actually had a couple of people who purchased packs, maybe not big whiskey drinkers, and maybe not involved in any clubs or societies, messaging me before Christmas saying, listen, we've got our packs, we're just going to crack them open and we're just going to drink them. I actually had someone had told me they finished an entire box of whiskey before Christmas, and I thought, do you know what, fair enough, good on you, because I'm not telling you when to drink them or how to drink them. These tastings are just part of the parcel of what's going on. But ideally you could have drunk one every day, you know, from the 24th right the way to the 1st. But look, if we're here just now, we've got plenty in our bottles. I'm sure we can make it last a couple of days. So number 24. And for those that are whiskey drinkers, and maybe they've taken a wee nip or a wee smell, and maybe they've kind of tried to guess what this is, because well, I suppose one of the interesting things about the mystery box is that we could guess, and we should be guessing what it is that we're going to be drinking. So I'm going to let people have a wee think about it as to what it is, and see if we get the right answer. Maybe we should do spot prizes. Maybe I should let people have a spot prize. It's going to be a shame for the people who are on Facebook and YouTube watching, but if you put the comments in there, maybe we could do that. Maybe I'll be able to maybe I'll be able to see that. Yeah. you'll be watching later as your charge of small children. Yeah, you're not allowed to drink and watch kids at the same time. That's definitely a number one rule with whiskey drinking here. 100%. Well done, Ron, for bringing that up. Oh yeah. So number 24. Okay. Into the glass it goes. Oh, here, straight away. Orchard Fruits, isn't it? Straight away. I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say it's Irish. No, I'm going to say it's Irish whiskey. Because one thing I didn't promise was that everything in this box is Irish. That's, that would be that is a mystery box, So I want people to have a rethink about this. I really like that smell. That nose is really good. I love it. Loving that nose. Excellent. Sean, what do you make it? Sean, I'm going to come to you. You're there. I can see you on screen with your little. Go on.
Yep.
I can hear you, Sean. Yes.
Yeah, so I was saying to Robert earlier. I tasted it kind of half an hour before we started. I'm getting kind of like a caramelly, kind of a brown sugary sort of a taste at the end of it. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Definitely, I'd say.
You want to take a wee guess maybe where you think it's from or what it is? No? That's okay. It's a little bit rough around the edges. I'm going to be honest. It's a little bit rough around the edges, but that sweet note, that orchard fruit note is coming through very quick, clearly. It's definitely a Cooley whiskey. This is a Cooley one. Yeah. No. Well, no. Say it's definitely. I might be challenged on that. That could be very interesting. But it's not. It's not labelled under Cooley, nor is it labelled under Bushmills. So it's an independent labelling. Okay. Anyone disliking it? Because this might be could be slightly divisive. I do think it's a little bit rough. But I also think it's really, really enjoyable. So those that are at home watching this and don't have it, we're definitely getting crisp orchard fruits on here. I like what Sean says. That there's definitely a kind of brownie kind of sugar going on at the very end. The alcohol content, it's not a massive amount of alcohol. Yeah, no, that's just about right for me. I like it, and it's a good one to start with. And I do think that we're in good company right now. Anyone want to take a guess? Maybe thinking about what it is. Anyone want to even maybe guessing the age of this liquid? I give brownie points for just about anything. I'm very open to people giving to giving suggestions. Do you know what I mean? Right. Any ideas? Robert, you've got something to say?
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, Robert, yes.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure, but I'm reminded of the Dundle's Three Crowns blend, the non-peat version when I drink this. Okay,
that's interesting, Robert. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? Okay. You might get a small brownie point for that. It's not. You're not on the money yet. You're not on the money, but maybe I'll put a wee marker next to your name. So we look there. If I told you it's 12 years old, so it's a 12 years old liquid. Okay. 12 years old, and it was bottled for a supermarket. So there we go. Enough said about that. 12 years old, supermarket.
It's not the Puka.
Tesco Finest.
It's not the Tesco Finest, Louise. No, it's not the Tesco Finest. Although you're not a million miles away from that idea. So it's not the Tesco Finest one. No. But you're not a million miles away. Louise.
It's hardly Aldi, is it? No.
Who said that? Who said it?
Me. Aldi, no.
Yes, Richard. Yes. Now, you know what? Some people can can be quite snobbery. When it comes to drinking alcohol, when people pick up bottles of whiskey from Aldi, they're kind of like, their expectation levels are, they're not that high, are they? So yeah, this was a 12-year-old Irish malt for Aldi. Lovely, a lovely wee starter. I think 40%. Let me see if I can get an image. Here we go. So for the group, this is it here. It was 12 years old, Irish Reserve. Yeah, and for those people over here, there you go. It is a daily dram, Michael. 100%. It is an easy drinking. At the time, cheap as chips. You know what I mean? And a really good wee buy close to Christmas time. You had the opportunity to buy it. I do like that, and we're well aware that it's good. It's a good bottle. And again, okay, it's an Aldi, but sure, if it was Marks and Spencer's, everyone would be, it's Marks and Spencer's, they're class. They do Glengoyne. Yes, super.
But even their Clontarf 1014 is a very nice daily supper, quite sweet.
Yes. 100%.
And it's only €20.
Yeah, and super cheap, and just it's just the right amount of money to spend on an age statement single malt. I think at 40%, I think it's just right. It's the right kind of cash. I think it's just good value, and again, not to be sneezed at. Anyone disliking it? Anyone want to pipe up and say don't really like the taste of that? Wasn't really convinced about it. I just think I thought it was a wee smart one to put in, So Richard, you might get a wee point. You get definitely a point for that. But we did. I mean, we took ages to get there. But we'll show. Robert obviously wasn't. He was on the right track. We could definitely say that the liquid that goes into that blend is very similar. Okay. No one disliking it. This is really good. I'm liking that. I'm liking the fact no one disliked it. Or they're frightened to say something. Do not be frightened to say something. Do not be frightened to come out and say, just not good enough. Just should not be in the box. Which is perfectly fine. Number 25. So number 25. Cracking on as we do. Number 25. If I'm going to give a hint to this one, is not a single malt. It is indeed a blend, and again an Irish blend. Okay, and I'm wondering if just the bonus point for this one, if people can think about this, it is finished off in a specific barrel, all right, in a specific cask. So original bourbon cask and finished off, so it's a blend which has been finished off. There might be. I'll give a little clue in a minute if people don't get it from the nose. I think the nose is distinct enough. If people have had this, it's distinct enough. Again, we've got a lot of whiskey out there, Irish whiskey just now, which has been complete or finished off in these types of barrels at the moment. There's a bit of a trend towards this type of finishing. Okay, there's a very good Jameson which is finished in this and has been for a good while now. So yeah. What do we make of the nose on that? Like little flakes of chocolate, like maybe like a really nice, kind of Madeira sponge or something on the nose. And again, that apple. And this time creaminess, more so than the previous one. A little bit creamy on the tongue. If anything, slightly Yeah, creamy, but it's got that kind of, again, that chocolate comes through. There's definitely that chocolate. I doubt people will get this unless they've maybe drunk it before, or indeed are used to this type of finish. So maybe I'm just being a wee bit, OCD with it. I'm going to give a hint, okay? So that way we can maybe guess the distiller, stroke bonder, stroke blender, okay? If I said John Wayne, then maybe we'll get there. Hopefully we get a guess. Hopefully someone comes
Quiet
up with.
Man, no.
Who's it? Oh, come on! That was very quick. Well done, Richard. Yes, Quiet Man. So we've got Quiet Man blend, but what blend is it? So that's interesting. So this is a blend. This is a Quiet Man blend. I told you it's cask finishing, and again, lots of whiskies at the moment are using these types of cask to finish off their whiskies. Yes, Greg from Paris, of course. It is blind samples. That is a mystery box. The participants, everyone who has this box, does not know what they're drinking until we do it. And obviously we'll put the full list up post the event. But yeah, it's taken a wee bit of a risk. So far we've had number 24 is the Irish Reserve, 12-year-old from Aldi. We're now on number 25. It's a Quiet Man. It's a blend. And Greg, no, it's not a mistake. We are definitely doing a private tasting here. You're more than welcome to come on to the private tasting. You can come and do that. But yes, we are going live just because I'm using it to record what's being said, so we can, so we can look at it at a later date. Okay. All right. So, anyone want to take a guess at what the blend is? What cask we're using? No, I know some of you had it because I can see. I've set mine up. I've done this before with a couple of people. So we're using the Imperial Stout cask finish blend, and again those notes coming off the stout cask, again that chocolate kind of note definitely comes through for me. It's very prominent. Really liking the balance. So this will be a Bushmills, I think. I think they're using Bushmills, or they had been using Bushmills at least. I'm liking that. Nice wee blend. Anyone not liking the blend? Anyone thinking that that's... Go on, Robert. You've got something negative to say. Let's just get it out there. It's good. It's good.
No, not necessarily. I just think I don't know. Just not me, not bad about it at all. It just doesn't tick a lot of boxes for me.
Yeah, listen, I don't think it's going to be everyone's cup of tea. I put in there it's a limited edition run. It's not their standard bottlings that they have. So they have a standard blend which is out there constantly, and now in the supermarkets. And they've got their 8-year-old, which is single malt, and they've also had and their 12-year-old. But as a brand, I don't know its future. I can't predict its future. You know what I mean? But some of those little individual limited editions that they have are nice to have, nice to taste. Certainly, I think it's actually far better than some of those stout cask finishes out there. I actually think it's slightly better. It's got more oomph to it. But yes, listen, I like your honesty, Robert. There's no harm and and I don't expect everyone to appreciate every whiskey we're tasting. That would be very it'd be very naive of me to think that everyone's going to have the same taste or indeed enjoy them all. So yeah.
How much is the retail of that one there, Paul, compared to the 8-year malt at 29 quid?
And you know, roughly the same price. Richard, I don't believe that it deviated in price. It didn't come out to the UK markets, I don't think.
I never seen that one, no.
I don't think it did. I think it headed on out to European markets specifically. Again, we're very lucky. Ciaran Mulgrew, who would support the Belfast Whisky Week, the festival, and indeed the club. He's a local man. He actually, I get to bump into him ever so often here in West Belfast. He's a proud supporter of the GA here. He has connections to a local club who my brother-in-law's three of them play for the exact same team. So you know, I get good opportunity to talk to Kieran, and have been following the progress with Niche Drinks for some time, for many years, seeing what's going on there. And unfortunately, you know, the difficulties run into with that brand has put them in a position whereby I think the label might still exist, but the long-term aspirations for the distillery in Derry, unfortunately, were put to bed. I don't see that reigniting anytime soon. And you know, it's a sad time, because we want to see more distilleries in the north. We certainly want to see one in Derry. It'd be very important to have one in Derry. But I think Kieran, longer term, and you know, maybe he'll correct me at some point, will want to get back into doing some sort of whiskey distilling, because you know, he's certainly tried very hard. You know, you got to remember, Niche Drinks, and those that maybe don't know, have the have the cream liqueur business really wrapped up in the north. You know, in terms of they're able to get. I think they outsell Bailey's in America. I'm not sure. Someone told me this. Is it St. Brendan's or something, like the cream liqueur?
St. Brendan's, yeah.
Yeah, St. Brendan's. And to be honest, you know, he has a massive stock, or Niche Drinks have a massive stock of Bushmills, you know, and that's constantly coming through. So the whiskey they use in St. Brendan's is Bushmills, you know, whiskey. I know, interesting, eh? So really, really premium stuff. Good whiskey, and he has plenty of it. So they're able to do lots of these little different projects. So that was the Imperial Stout cask. There's been a wine cask finish, and there's been sherry casks. In fact, various sherry casks, in single malt form at 12 years old. So yeah, no, not everyone's taste, Robert. I totally agree with you, 100%. Greg's saying, what's he saying? Love the Jameson Caskmate Stout finish, and yes, they are obviously other ones. That's what we're doing. So Teelings have some, yeah, and Teelings is sourced. That's correct. The Teelings whiskey that you would have had, which are stout cask finished, are sourced liquid at present, and again, more than likely from Cooley. So everything that Teeling has up until recently has been sourced, you know. So that's what it is.
At the same time, Paul, you wouldn't compare that to wasn't the last Hinch one from the summer? Wasn't that an Imperial Stout cask? The 6-pack for the Hinch, the last one was Imperial Stout.
Right, yes.
And you would not. That's not in the same league. It was my highlight of the summer festival.
You really like that. I think everyone liked that. You know, I think you're spot on there. No, quite right. And I could have put that in. You know, I could have put that in here. I think for me, I was trying to give a wee shout out to people who've supported the festival as well. And Hinch got their shout out. They've had their 18-year-old wine. 18-year-old wine cask finish in this little mini festival. So I've already done that, and I was again just maybe saying thanks to Kieran for his support. So in the first year that we had the festival in Belfast, Kieran came and did a Q&A session with participants, which is really nice, and that's something we want to go back to next year, is to have Q&A sessions where people in the industry, you can put them on the spot. And at the same time, obviously drink whiskey with them, but put them on the spot and ask them loads of questions. And yeah, so Kieran's been, as I say, a good supporter. So happy to get that out there. Yeah, look, hopefully some people enjoyed it, and I do realise that I've at least upset one person in the room, so that's okay. Look, we're going to move on. This will be interesting. This will be interesting. So, look, I kind of, obviously in the tasting sheet that you have, it says like things like no idea, not disclosed, will not divulge, take a guess, blah blah. Look, I was making that stuff up, and I probably could have in the packs maybe put the detail into the packs. I could have done that by that stage, but I chose not to. The number 26. I want to see now. I don't think there's many people in this room that would have tasted this. Okay, so it'd be very hard for me to expect you to guess what it is. If anyone is from Germany in the room just now, then maybe they might have tasted this. Okay, so we are drinking another Irish whiskey. This one is a single malt, so single malt Irish whiskey. All right, and I just want people to really to get to grips with this one. The smell, which is solely unique. I haven't smelled and I haven't smelled this up until yesterday. I hadn't smelled it, so that'll give you a hint. So yeah, so a wee hint there. I hadn't smelt it until yesterday. I actually hadn't tasted it until yesterday, which I thought was really, really strange. I had to go. I was panicking. I was looking through my tasting notes to see if I'd done it already, and I hadn't done it. So it was nice to do it last night with the group that we're on. The hat is good, Brendan. Do you know? I'm going try and go for a different color every day. You know, I've had my orange one, my yellow one, this is my wee purple one. It's amazing what you get from Crackers. Proper fashion accessory stuff. You know what I mean? It is trying to hide my hideous, hair. Hideous hair from the from the fact I can't see my barber and I haven't seen one since January. I've been cutting it myself. I look like Wurzel Gummidge some days. I'm just like cutting into it. You know, it's kind of all over the place. Sarah Kennedy says it brings out my skin tone. Sarah, you're just right. Purple really does, bring out my rosy cheeks. Love it. Thank you. Goes really nice with my eyes, I think. Sarah, you're far too kind. don't be telling Andrew that it brings out, my facial features. So Bushmills 10-year-old cognac is what we're drinking. All right, you guys are, I think, one of the, certainly one of the first outside of Germany to get the opportunity to be tasting it. There's a lot of people scrambling to taste these, but this is the new 10-year-old Bushmills Causeway collection. Yeah, I got the glass out for it and everything. I was trying to give some clues there. So yeah, 46% cognac finishing, 5,000 odd bottles in Germany. Very difficult to get out of Germany, but we got some, and I thought it was very important as soon as we got it. Yep, that's good. I can see that. Someone, is that Peter? Is that you holding that? Is it? Who's Gockel? Get your microphone on. Yes, put your microphone on. You're showing me the bottle. Everyone can see your bottle.
Yes, I am from Germany. There's the bottle.
Good man. There you go. And have you tasted it before today?
No.
Well, there you go. You don't even need to.
It's so closed.
Well, you don't even need to open it now. Now you've got it. It's in your glass. That's important. That's very, very good. So I thought, look, it's Christmas special treat time. Very well priced in Germany. 50 between 50 and 60 euros for a 12-year-old Bushmill, for a 10-year-old Bushmill. Sorry, and you know what? I thought that was good. Good pricing. They've done really well there. I'm just glad we managed to get it out of Germany. I ended up ordering through a very good friend of mine that we do business together, and we've managed to share whiskey for a number of years, and I got 12 bottles sent to me. So I've used them in tastings already. Do you know what I mean? And also then given them out as gifts actually for Christmas. So some people might have been very lucky to get this as a Christmas gift. If you didn't get one, it's not because I didn't like you. It's just probably because you didn't give me anything. And that's probably, No, I'm only joking. I'm not like that. I'm only joking. But yeah. Good to have good whiskey to send out to people. So what do people make of that? Because I tell you what, the smell last night when I tasted this for the first time, I was taken aback. Not a smell I'm used to. And I was searching for last night. I was searching for that cognac on the finish. I was looking for the cognac, but it seems to be very well hidden in some respects. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that liquid. It's good for me. Anyone else liking that? Some nods there, yeah. Some nods, yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Especially for the price.
Super price. Really good. Really, do you know what? It's at 46%, but it feels that it's at least 46%. You do feel like there's alcohol there. there's a lovely warmth in the mouth when you drink this. Those fruits, the Bushmills fruits, coming straight through. So we've got those peachy kind of notes coming. Really like the smell, and I'm very glad that we managed to crack this open. There's going to be people in this chat today, or maybe they don't drink whiskey at all, maybe they're not used to it. I'm hoping that we're going to see different variants of whiskey, so we're seeing different variants now. I think that's well worth waking up to. Actually, it's a kind of I would have that in the morning, with some soda bread and maybe some eggs or something. That's really nice. Yep. I could drink that all day. That's really bad. We're not going to drink that all day because we'll get in trouble. What do you make of it? I'm just having a wee look at the room. Let me have a look. Johnny, we'll go with Johnny and Emma because I can see Johnny and Emma on my screen first here, in my middle of my screen. Johnny, what do you make of it?
Yeah, it was good. I made the box definitely worth it. Not that it wasn't already, but it was really nice to try something that we wouldn't be able to get to. So yeah, good. How much is it? Just you guys were saying it's really good for the price. How much was it?
So in Germany, this comes in around between 50 and 60 euros. Do you know what I mean?
I wasn't listening, so
yeah, 50 to 60 euros, and I think it is. It's for the money, it's spot on. I think so. But
yeah, true.
I've definitely drunk worse that cost me more to drink. So it's I'm glad we did that. Bless me. Who else have we got? We've got loads of Johnnies actually. I've got 3 Johnnies in the call. I don't know who they all are. So I've got Johnny A, and I've got Johnny who I can see, Johnny and his partner, wife potentially. Yes, we've got Waves. Are you Michelle's brother?
That's us.
That's
Yes.
you. I got really scared the other night driving up your road. I'll be honest. I was pitch black. Drove up your driveway. I was like, I don't know if these people are in. I'm not sure. I'll just leave a box on the driveway. And yeah, lovely part of the countryside. But I was just like, nah, don't like being out in the country roads by myself. Got a wee bit scared. So I was. What do you make? What are you making so far of the 3 drinks we've had?
Yeah, very good, very good. Michelle's always talked about these whiskey weeks, and I always meant to do it. And it just popped up at the right time, so that's why I bought 2 of them. We got bought one as a present for somebody else, so
Good.
They're very good, very good.
Well, I hope they enjoy it also. I think that's one of the things about the wee boxes. These ones, they weren't overly expensive. I think they are just lovely gifts. But yeah. And we're just trying. I think gives people the opportunity to taste some whiskey, and if we like it, we can go and try and find it and purchase it. I think that when they're in small bottles like this, you're not having to go and spend that 60, 70 quid on one bottle. We're going to try 9, and we can maybe from that maybe we like 2 or 3. That'll help you in the future. I hope. Arco, I'm glad you got involved. Super. Thanks very much.
Yeah, great.
Good man. We'll come back to other people throughout the chat. Okay, so the next one, number 27. Yeah, I'll just come back to the color. Actually, I just wanted to come back to the color on that Bushmill just for a second. So the color, I don't know if we can see it, but it's really pale, really pale, and there's a very slight kind of pink note to it, like a very, very slight, super slight pink note to it. But the one we're about to go to is proper. It's proper amber. We'll do it. So this one again, we're an age statement, single malt. I do like the color on that. That's really nice. And I love the nose on that. Loving the spiciness coming on the nose. Lots of spice, very, 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 very very vibrant with that spice. And yet the fruit, again, that maybe this time, maybe we've got red fruit in here. Yep, maybe red apple. Actually, maybe red apple rather than the green apple we've maybe had just beforehand. So, yeah, I'm liking the nose. I guess from people's reactions, people might have had this before. I'm assuming what we have here is a whiskey you can only purchase in Belfast. So there's your first clue. Okay, so you can only purchase it in Belfast.
I think you've given it away already.
I know. Well, I've at least given away the place, but don't you keep guessing? You're not going to any more prizes.
Can you?
As long as I get one, sure, that's all that matters.
Oh, here, you got plenty in your bag the other day, Richard. Don't you be crying. Don't you be
Damn
crying.
right I did, boy. That's fantastic. Thank you.
Your neighbour probably wondered what the hell was going on. I was banging their door. There was 4 cars in the driveway. 4 cars in the driveway. I was like, open the door. Know what I mean? Let me in.
Is it available online or only in person in Belfast?
Only in person in Belfast.
Then I know it.
So what we have here, okay, for those that are struggling with the concept, is that it's a friend at hand bottling. It is a 13-year-old Bushmills liquid. Comes in at 46%, and this is the Girona. So this means it has been completely finished off in sherry casks, which is why we're getting that spiciness on that nose and coming through certainly on the tongue very quickly. Is these beautiful kind of fizzy notes bouncing away at the front of the tongue. So Bushmills, 13-year-old Bushmills at 46%. Again, similar liquid, to what we've just had with the cognac finish, and yet surprisingly millions of miles away. But the extra couple of years, but that cask finishing, that sherry cask, it's made a big difference. Really spicy on the nose. Really spicy on the tongue to start with, which is really nice. It's not an overpowering spice. It's just a fizzy spice.
How many additions does the friend at hand have, Paul? There's a more basic one than the 13, isn't there?
Well, listen, they're all 13-year-old, Richard. They're all 13-year-old.
All right.
What it is, though, is you have the original bourbon cask. So this is bourbon cask finished in sherry. So you have the bourbon cask. There's a few bottlings of that. Then you have the Girona, which is the sherry cask. You then have a peated cask, an Islay peated cask finish. You also then have a wine cask finish, and you also have a cask strength. So these are all 46%, apart from the cask strength, which is at 55%. So 55% cask strength Bushmills, I think is great. I use it for lots of different things, mainly to bolster my cocktails, and I also use it for some experiments, which is really good because it's such a good base liquid. Absolutely fantastic. Really hard to ruin Bushmills. Really difficult to ruin it. So, people liking this one. It is good. And it's in, look, the friend at hand box, it's in there. So if people have the friend at hand box, they'll have another bottle of this. And yes, I really like it. I just think it's one of those ones that Bushmills don't normally, have 13-year-old liquid. We've got 10-year-old, and we've got we go from 10-year-old and we go to the 16-year-old. And in between, unless you pick up the Distillery Reserve at 12-year-old, there isn't nothing from Bushmills giving you that in betweeny. And I think it's just right. I think the fact that they've been able to showcase all of these bottles at 13 years old and cask finishing shows you what you can do with the Bushmills liquid. That's really nice. It's a lovely experiment. Only available in the friend at hand in Belfast, and it's definitely worth having, and it's worth having them all side by side to see those cask finishes. The original bourbon cask is splendid on its own. There's some chat going on over here on the Facebook and stuff, which is really nice. I'm a vision of loveliness this afternoon. Mick, that's really kind of you. Mick, I don't mean being, you can flirt with me all day long. It's really kind of you. I'm glad I'm brightening up your dull day. What else can I be doing? I got told today it was going to be nice and dry, so I took a walk today, Lady Dixon Park in Belfast, and got soaked. So that was not a good look. Barra Best has let the side down. He's our local weatherman. He's a really nice guy, but whenever you get it wrong, no, not when Barra gets it wrong, just when someone gets the weather wrong, you blame Barra Best. There's no doubt about it. Yes, Brandon, you're quite right answering Greg like that. Yep. More sensible duty in Germany also. Yeah, do you know what? Some countries have the duty on alcohol just about right. We seem to get it really, really wrong here for some reason. Yeah, not good at all. People liking that, no one disliking it, anyone thinking this isn't for them. We're really into critical thinking here. We're trying to have a bit of crack. Yes, that's very important, but we can definitely also slag it off. There's no harm to it. Okay, we're deviating slightly. We're going away from Ireland for a moment. Number 28 is not Irish whiskey. Okay, so number 28 is not Irish whiskey. I know, Sarah, really crap weather. Actually, it's still coming down. I'm looking outside and it is just absolutely disgusting. Don't like the rain. I prefer the snow. When it was snowing the other day, I was well impressed. James, where can it be bought in Belfast? The only place that number 27 can be purchased is at the Friend at Hand, which is just round the corner from the Duke of York, across the path from the Hart Bar. So it's in there. Willie Jack and Paul O'Hare would be sorting you out. Yeah. So we're moving across to Scotland, and I thought this is just a wee treat for you guys, right? So look, I'm glad you all took the risk with me, and I do mean that. What was this? 75 quid a box or something? I don't know, 70 quid, 75 quid a box, something like that. And look, we've got 9 liquids. You break that down, you're paying a wee bit for each dram, and you're getting a beautiful box and some glassware, and an experience, i.e. me, or everyone else on your screen. Not what I mean. But you're having a bit of banter over the festive period. It is a risk taking stuff. And I don't think we've hit a really crap whiskey yet, okay? But this for me showcases something which I've really appreciated in the last couple of years, all right? So you won't guess it straight away. You probably definitely couldn't guess the distillery. I'd like you to think about the cask, though, that it's finished in, okay? I would like you to think about the cask that we're using here, okay? And if anyone has been listening to the session so far, they'll know that I am mad keen on certain types of casks. So I'm loving rare types of casks being used in whiskey production. But if you got involved in the summer festival and you tasted the festival exclusive bottling, which was a Bushmills 11-year-old cask finished in Caribbean rum firkin, if you got to taste that, you understand my tasting profile. Do you know what I mean? That I like, good whiskey finished off in really interesting casks. So, Scotch whiskey, not for everyone. Should be. Do you know what I mean? Scotch whiskey should be for everyone. Fact. Do you know what I mean? There is no, for me, Scotch and Irish whiskey are intrinsic. They are part and parcel of what we are about. Yes, we have pot stills, and yes, we have single malts and blends and all the likes, and triple distilled and double distilled, and there are serious differences. But in terms of what we've got heritage, which goes way back to monks jumping across islands, and we've got smugglers, putting whiskey all over the place, and indeed we've got families interbreeding within the whiskey world to have distilleries which are owned on both sides of the water. So it's all, to me, continuously linked. So I like to go back here. This is a 12-year-old single malt. So again, we're trying to we're trying to keep it as premium as we can. 12-year-old single malt. Anyone want to guess that cask finish just for the crack? Pretty simple. Giving away so many clues, like, you know, that was lots of clues. No? Not even one person going to give it. Oh, we've got a guess here from Michael Cully. Bruichladdich Exploration Series. No, but here that's well worth trying. We could do that. Listen, Greg, take care. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you joined us, and you too. And enjoy your festive holidays. And I hope Paris, the weather picks up there as well.
Is it a rum cask?
It's a rum cask. Yes. Oh my God. Oh wow. Wow, we have a winner. Jesus Christ! I mean, it was like drawing blood from stones. You know, and all I'm saying is I love my rum cask. Okay, so we've got a 12-year-old rum cask finish. This one comes from the Dufftown Distillery. So it's labelled as Dufftown Glenlivet, and that's, you know, that's the area in which it's from. It's part of the Cadenhead range, which are the rum series. So lots of different distilleries having lots of you know, cask with Cadenhead, and Cadenhead are either fully maturing in rum casks or finishing off for long periods, not this 3-month, you know, malarkey, do you know what I mean, that we're used to, but are finishing off in some cases maybe even for 2 or 3 years, you know, maybe even longer, you know. So really using the rum cask to its full advantage, given loads of carabine notes. Absolutely brilliant. Love
Do you have
that.
the bottle for that?
Do I have a bottle for it? I do somewhere. I'm actually going to pull up a picture for it. Give me 1 second. I'll pull up a picture. My problem here just now is I didn't actually have this mindset, Niall, to have all of the bottles of this festival in front of me, because that would have taken up my entire space. So I've been to the bottle bank and I've just, you know, got rid of all bottles at the moment. You know, trying very hard to declutter during the festive period. But yeah, I actually have some full bottles of it, but again, it would mean having to go and find them. It's just one of those. It's just one of those bottles that have now, you know, it's made it into my everyday drinking collection. Anyone not liking it? Just out of curiosity, because it is slightly different to what we have been drinking there. It's not Irish. It is indeed. Yeah, that's a good picture, Johnny. That's the one I'm bringing up here just now. Here we go. So quite right. This is what it looks like. All right, there we go. So we can see it's rum cask. Yep, it's being used, 12-year-old Dufftown Glenlivet. So we're used to seeing the name Glenlivet as a distillery, and we're used to seeing Dufftown as a distillery. However, Dufftown Glenlivet, because of the area. And actually, if we hark back to 60s, 70s, 80s, a lot of the distilleries in the Glenlivet area would have had their names as Dufftown Glenlivet. You know, it was only, you know, until the Glenlivet decided to put itself down there as that. So we're using carabine rum casks. There was only 258 of these bottles. I do believe, I mean, this one is telling me at Caden. Well, this is the picture I'm getting is from Cadenhead. Let me just see if that works. And it's telling me that it is out of stock. It is gone. But, you know, it was a nice wee price, 60 odd, you know, 59 quid, was it? Yeah, 59.95. But out of stock, gone. And for those that are in this chat here, there we go. There you go.
There's a lovely heat to it, right enough, a lovely warm feel in the mouth.
Isn't it? Yeah, lovely and warm. But it's all those little notes. It's like the burnt coconut. You know, not pineapple, but papaya kind of fruit coming in here. Not a heavy. Now we had the Auchentoshan 18 last night, which has a really high petrol note. This doesn't have a high petrol note, but it's got that really lovely kind of brown sugar coming through on the taste. Yeah. And what Mick says here, can't get enough of that wonderful Duff. Brilliant. Dominic, yeah, rum cask finishing. So it's not rum cask finishing. From Dufftown, Glenlivet. We're liking that. Anyone not liking it? I'm glad I threw it in here. It's just one of those ones I wanted to throw in. I thought people deserved a wee pick me up. I think it is. It sounds really strange, but I do think that a drink like this. We talk a lot about sherry cask finishing or sherry cask Irish whiskies as having that Christmas note to it. Yeah, that kind of Christmassy pudding. That's okay, and that's all very well. Sometimes people might think that this is maybe more of a summer kind of drink with the rum. I'm the opposite. I think the warmth that you get from a rum cask finished whiskey means it needs to be drunk when it's snowing. You know, it's a little bit like when you're a child. For those who are from Ireland and the UK, maybe when it's snowing, you'd go for a glass of Buckfast out of the bottle, and you know, to keep you warm, you know, as a kid. So you know, as an adult, we don't really normally do that. We don't tell people to do that. So what we do is we get really nice whiskey, which is rum finished. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's good. I'm glad people enjoyed that. I really am. It's nice when you can satisfy people's needs. Okay. Number 29. Not suitable for reindeers. Oh yeah, put that down as Santa's Dram, because I actually thought it was going to be the showcase of the box. I thought, you know what, the Dufftown 12-year-old rum cask, I think that'll do people. Not suitable for reindeers. Yeah, you can't feed alcohol to reindeers, apparently. I looked this up. It's not cool. So you know, just don't give reindeers alcohol. I'm sure that Johnny, who is Michelle's brother, actually has reindeer in his garden because it was that big. You must have reindeer in your garden. There was definitely wild animals out there in the middle of that countryside. It's definitely something.
Yeah. We could do a few sheep.
Brilliant. Do you know what? You're not a million miles away from you would have roaming deer in that area. So you wouldn't, you know, there's a lot of roaming deer that just further down past Ballynahinch would have a lot of roaming deer in that kind of direction. So yeah. Okay, number 29, not suitable for reindeer. And anyone want to, just on the nose, really, you should get this, but anyone want to take a guess what's going on here? It's a blend. Okay, it's Irish whiskey. All right. The name is an old brand, but it's not an old whiskey. Right. Bob nearly got it earlier on, and he wasn't even drinking it.
Is it 3 Crowns peated?
3 Crowns peated, yes. You are a winner, Niall, again. Now you're doing really well. Yeah. You're not getting any prizes, you're not getting any prizes, but you know, it's yeah. So a peated whiskey, Dunville's 3 Crowns peated. This is what I classify as now being one of the for novice whiskey drinkers who want to try peated whiskey. This is the bottle. Yeah, do you know what, Robert? That's a good bottle. That's it, right there on your screen. Super stuff. This is a gateway into trying peated whiskies. It's not overly powerful on the peat. It's really delicate, actually. Yeah, I like it. It's actually rests really nicely in the mouth. Kind of sits on the tongue, and has that. Yeah, kind of has that smokiness. Doesn't last forever. Doesn't linger too long, but it is nice. It goes and actually from the tongue it goes to the top of the mouth, and it kind of stays within the mouth for a little while, but not too long. Very delicate. Again, lovely nose with the fruit coming straight from the nose. So you get those you get those really fresh. In this case, you're going to get apple, but you might also get a little hint of banana, a little hint of pineapple, I think, as well. Little tropical notes that come through at the very start, and yeah, on the taste, yeah, I really like that. It's not that heavy, ashtray taste. It's not the really heavy tobacco kind of notes either. Although that's in there at the back, little bit of tobacco. Yeah, I like that. I'm wondering what other people's thoughts are though, because to me, I do appreciate it. And it certainly is one of these whiskies now that I not force upon people, but I make them think about Irish whiskey having peated opportunities, because we're going to see a lot of peated Irish whiskey coming through. You watch the next 5 years to 10 years, we're going to have a lot of Irish whiskey which is peated, either peated through the distilling process or again finished off, as peated whiskies. We're going to see that. There's definitely going to be a trend. We're going to have certainly, I think, we're looking at Cologne's ambitions, Hinch Distillery's ambitions up in Ballynahinch. We're going to see, peated whiskey. There's no doubt about that. And there's definitely some of the bigger ones down south looking at peated whiskey as a mainstay. Slieve League, Blackwater. There's going to be lots of different people, isn't there, that are going to be giving us peated whiskey. So, what are people's thoughts? Anyone not liking it? Anyone thinking that's a wee bit too much for me? And
it tastes a lot better than it smells to a non-peated whiskey drinker.
Yes, interesting. Yeah, I actually think sometimes the smell
tastes better.
Yeah, the smell from this actually is can slightly be slightly off-putting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden,
it tastes lovely.
Does
really does.
Oh, thanks so much.
I thought it probably wasn't an Irish whiskey when I smelled it first, because it's so different.
Yes. Well, as I'm saying, you could definitely be confused with maybe an Islay whiskey on the nose. I think certainly, having that, but the creaminess on the taste, yeah, along with that subtle smokiness, does it for me.
Is this triple distilled, or is it double?
Do you know what? I think it might say on that bottle, Robert. If Robert has the bottle behind
I just have the regular one, the non-peated, but it's triple.
Yeah, so it is triple distilled.
Yeah. It looks. I think it's tripled. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I'm sure it is triple distilled.
Because I've found that I've tasted a lot of peated whiskies from Ireland, and the triple distilled, it brings down the flavor. You have the smell. The nose is quite peaty, but it brings down the peatiness on the taste.
Exactly, Robert.
So.
Robert, what it does, you're quite right, because actually that difference between this triple distilled Irish whiskey that we're so used to, it's a cleaner expression of whiskey. So it's cleaner, more refined, and yet, we don't have that roughness. There's there's nothing rough about what you've just drunk there. So it is very, very, it's very clean, a very clean liquid. Really like that, but it does lack in terms of substance. I think maybe, Robert, what you're saying is, because I actually would tend to agree when I'm drinking peated whiskey from Scotland. I like it to have full on, teeth ripping down my tongue and on the inside of my cheek, and really sucking in. Like last night, I was drinking a Cale Isla, and I tell you what, it just sucked my gums from the top of my mouth. Just sucked in, all that smoke and the peat just like sucked right in, and it was I like that. What I'm saying is, this whiskey for me, I didn't, if I was going to introduce peat to this group, not knowing if people drunk it or not, this is, to me, is just an intermediate, not even intermediate, it's a beginner before you get that stage where you want to experiment further. This could turn you off or entice you. And I think it should entice you. It should be just the right level to entice you.
Am I right in saying, though, that this is peated from a cask finish rather than the malt itself being peated?
That's correct, yes. Yeah.
So it will be a bit of a different thing anyway.
It will be. It will be, yes, indeed. Now, we've got a deviation. So we have a slight deviation now. These boxes change a little. Okay, so I'm just going to bring up an image and just want to make sure that I'm talking about the right boxes here for a second. Okay, because we have two separate boxes in front of us. Right. So people, I want people to take note of this, so I don't have to keep going backwards and forwards. So those that have numbers 30, 31, and 1, 30 being a white label with orange writing, okay, 31 being a black label with white writing, and number 1 being an orange label with white writing, you're going to be what I call box A, okay? So you are box A. So that's everyone that has white label 30, black label 31, orange label 1. So box B will have orange label 30, all right, green label 31, and black label number 1. Everyone understood that, yeah? You're going to be box B, all right? So box B is orange label 30, green label 31, and black label number 1, all right? So 2 different boxes. And again, I was tempted when I first created the idea of a mystery box. Sorry.
We have a white label number 1.
You do have a white label number 1. There's actually a good reason for that. Why do you have a white label number 1? There's a reason for it. I think you're the only person with a white label number 1. Someone correct me.
They win a prize.
No. Has anyone else got a white label number 1?
No, not at all. No.
There's going to be a reason for it. So I'm going to now just check. I took a photograph. There's a reason for that. You might have been given a special box. 2 seconds. Oh, there's definitely a reason.
Special good or bad?
There is there must be bad. Yeah, is it good or is it bad? Who knows? Let's have a look. There is a deviation here. 2 seconds. I can see the deviation. Why is that a deviation? There's something about that number 1. That number 1 is not what can. I won't want to just get this right. Those that have the B box. This is interesting. Those that have the B box, which is the black label number 1. Show it to me. Black label number 1. Yeah. So you are Johnny. You have a random. So you're quite right. Everyone else is right. Everyone else has got the correct box. You have a random one, and I now need to remember what it is I gave you. No, but it is. Actually, you got that box was designed for someone else, so it's okay. It was so I now need to remember what I've given you. It will come to me, and do you know what? I hope it's better than what was in the original. Look, so we're going to be drinking. You're going to be drinking different whiskies. I will find that number 1. It will come to me. Do you know, I think I know what it is. I think it belongs to. Do you know what? I actually do think I'm going to stick my neck on the line. I think it might be. Do you know what? There was maybe only. Yeah. Do you know what? I'll come to that because we're not going to drink it just yet. But I'm going to take a guess. I think it's a Blue Spot 7-year-old cask strength potentially. And if it's not,
okay, boy.
But if it's not, then it's going to be potentially. It could be a Cole Isla 23-year-old. I don't know. It'll come to me. I've taken notes somewhere. I need to find out why I did that. 2 seconds.
Smell it.
Smell. I know if I could smell it, I'd tell you what it is in a heartbeat. There you go. I've definitely. There's a reason why I did that. Why did I do it? Do you know what I know why? Because I took out the third one. I took it and I've replaced it with number one. The only one that has the same number on it is the Corona Black Camper. Look, it will come to it, and you won't be disappointed. Okay, whatever it is, because I know for a fact when I replaced it, it was for someone else. So, and it looks to me like it's a blue spot. At the moment, that's what it looks like. It's the same. It's the same label I've used in the blue as the blue spot. I think you're maybe a lucky laddie, or someone else is going to crack up that they didn't get what someone asked for specifically. All right, so we're going to go with those that have box A. Okay, so box A. All right, box A. You are about to drink another peated whiskey. Am I right?
Is it? Smells beautiful.
Box A. Let's just make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So box A. You definitely should be drinking at this point. This is the white label 30. Yep, 100%.
Doesn't smell peated.
Tell me this, just in case. And I don't think I have got it wrong. There's no chance I've got this wrong. The orange 30. It's not peated either, is it?
Definitely not. It's beautiful.
Right. So
it's like perfume.
Exactly. Right. So you definitely have 100%. Everyone has a box A 30 has a peated whiskey.
Jesus.
And it's not on the nose at all. Not on the nose at all.
No.
So, and I brought this into the box because, as I say, look, the Whiskey Club, what we do, and drinking whiskey should be from everywhere. So what you're about to drink is an English whiskey. Okay. So you're about to drink Bimber's peated whiskey. So on the nose, I believe that the Bimber does not necessarily smell of peat.
Yeah, correct.
There's a high alcohol content, lots of alcohol in it, so it's a cask strength whiskey. So don't drink it all at once. But it is Bimber's peated whiskey, and it's batch 1. Okay. I'll just bring up a picture for you so you can see it. And again, on the nose, no sign of the peat directly. But what about the taste? It definitely comes in on the taste. So is that again, it's using Laphroaig. They're using Laphroaig casks to complete the process. So it's only finished in Laphroaig cask. So it's not peated whiskey as we should expect from Scotland. But in England, it's their London whiskey, which is being finished off. Okay. There we go. This is what you're drinking just now. All right. So the Bimber, yeah, peated whiskey. All right. We're drinking batch number 1. All right. Comes in at a very high, 54.1%. Okay. And it uses first fill bourbon casks to start, and then ex-peated quarter casks. And again, as I said, from Laphroaig, I believe.
Thank God it doesn't taste like Laphroaig anyway. It's actually very nice.
Interestingly enough, I think it's an interesting expression. I find it very, very young. You've got to remember the Bimber liquid that you're drinking there. So that Bimber whiskey is very young, 3 to 4 years old young. Okay, and again, only finished off in those Laphroaig casks. I just thought it was a nice wee bottle for people to again experiment with. I'm a Scotsman living in Ireland, and to be frank, I don't mind that England are making whiskey. It doesn't bore me in the slightest. I mean, as long as they get gubbed in the football ever so often, it doesn't really bore me. The fact they're making whiskey is great, and actually some of the whiskies are. And I've said it, and in 10 years' time, everyone will be talking about English whiskey because there's so much of it. There's so many new distilleries now in England that we will be talking about it as much as we have talked about, Japanese whiskey. So look again for those that are on the Facebook chat and for YouTube. This is what we're drinking just now. If you're in box A, okay, and you're using the white label 30, this is what it is. All right, because we don't want to keep them waiting. For for those that have got box B, this to me is this to me is comedy gold. This one, you know, yeah, okay. I've let everyone in box A try English whiskey. That's an insult in the first kind of, you know, the first degree, you know. But you're actually going to have what, which is a blend. So you're not a single malt. You're going to have a blend, and it's actually called shite.
Shite.
That's correct. Shite. Shite whiskey. No, seriously.
Is this the sheep chug one?
This is it.
Yeah.
Shite whiskey.
Hey.
Shite. Shite. It's shite whiskey. So yeah. So everyone who's drinking box B, yeah, is drinking shite whiskey, which is actually a blend created by the Adelphi group. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. And do you know what? I've tasted it before. We've done it in tastings. I don't find it to be shite. I just think it's one of the most bizarre names ever to put on a bottle of whiskey. And to be honest, it's a blend. It's a bit of fun. I just could not put it into this box. You know what I mean? It's a mystery box. Yeah. And if you read please tell me this, but if you read your tasting notes, you'll notice that bottle number 30 says it's like most Christmas presents. Shite. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? There's definitely method in my madness when I've been writing this for the crack. Hopefully you enjoy that. It's not the best blend, certainly not, but it's actually quite a nice, you know, it's a nice wee drop. I don't find it to be offensive. And the guys at Adelphi, you know, do a lot of independent bottlings. So yeah. Sorry, I meant to go back. The guys that are drinking the Bimber peated, is it okay?
Surprisingly lovely, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
I think
What's the price point of that?
Sorry?
What's the price point of it when it's only a 3 or 4 year old?
Yeah, unfortunately, for you to buy a bottle of that, you know, it's in around that kind of £100 mark now. You know.
What?
Don't even.
They're not available anymore.
No, I don't. They sold out instantly. Bimber Liquid has been selling out constantly, so constantly selling out, which means the secondary market puts it in. It doubles in price. So actually, the original price on that I think is £45, and then it has been easy. It's £100. And if you go on Whiskey Base just now or wherever, it will tell you it's well above £100. I find that quite disturbing. You know, I don't think it's worth £100 at all. I think it's worth £40. Do you know what I mean? That's my personal take on it. The shite whiskey that people are drinking, hopefully people like it. But again, that's only, you know, it's 20 odd quid a bottle, 20 something pound a bottle. You know, it's not overly expensive. I just like the comical value of it. But no, the Bimber, hard to come across now, other than being on, you know, what is it, like secondary markets, you know, in auctions and the likes, you know.
Still very nice for being peated, but quite fragrant.
Yeah.
Smell of it.
Lots of alcohol on it, you know, so I think you can dial back on the alcohol. Right, okay, so we've had that. What do people make of the shite whiskey? Let's be honest, those that have the shite whiskey in front of them, is it shite? I don't know how many times I can get away with just saying the word shite, but it's, you know, it's good fun. I feel liberated.
It is what it is, to be honest.
Brilliant, Robert. Don't hold back, son. You know, it is what it is. Shite. Oh, do you know what? Yeah, interesting. I just, I don't know. I was maybe being a wee bit. What's that word? I was in comical zone. I thought, I've given you 6 good whiskies. I can mess around with these 3. Do you know what I mean? Is what I was thinking. you've humoured me to the point where you've purchased a box, you don't know what's in it. So I'm going to keep, you know, up with that humour. Know what I mean? Box A, number 31, bottle number 31. Okay. And what we have here is another blend. So you've gone from the Bimber single malt to a blend now. So you've got a blend. And we've got a blend called the it's Robert Burns, all right, which is the name of the bottle, but it's actually from the Arran Distillery. Okay, so it's a Scottish blend from the Arran Distillery.
Robert Burns or Robbie Burns?
Robbie Burns, but the bottle's called Robert Burns. But yes, it's Robbie Burns to me. I knew it's Robbie Burns. So yep, it's just a blend, but it's from the Arran Distillery, and it's there you go. That's what it looks like. Okay, Robert Burns blend. There we go. People that are drinking this. Box A. Okay. So the Arran Distillery to me is a lot of people bypass. You know, a lot of distilleries in Scotland, they don't give them a lot of time. And the Arran Distillery for me is one of those distilleries that people just don't care or don't say very much about. They've had some real crackers come out over the last few years, which we've, you know, well, I've taken to heart. I know the club that the Belfast Whisky Club have really enjoyed. You know, there's been some really nice bottlings. Devil's Punch Bowl for one series was absolutely brilliant. You know, really well delivered, and their single cask offerings are really good. You know, single cask port finishy. You know, single cart port, single cart sherry. A lot of these bottles are, you know, really worth getting into, but their blends are good. So we've had this before. I've used, and obviously Robbie Burns is coming up, and we've got Robbie Burns night coming up in January. I like this. I like the fact these pictures on it, and I can use it, you know, to you know, very carefully for that. But I just thought it was a nice wee blend to put in there. Again, you know, making you think about other just distilleries, but again, looking at Scotland as you know, to introduce that. Hopefully you like that. It's nothing special. It is just a nice blend. You know, it is easy to drink. 40%. Nothing, you know, totally, you know, totally out there.
It's very smooth, so it is actually for a wee blend.
But, no, very much so. Very much. I find it a very easy. Arran whiskey is an easy drinking whiskey. It's not harsh. It should be quite. I suppose, you know, for me, blends are, again, a lot of people just bypass blends. You know, okay, we can bypass for Robert's enjoyment. We can bypass the shite any day of the week, right? That's dead on, that shite bottle. We'll go back to it. But other blends, they need to be given, you know, credence. They need to be given the time of day. And I do like that wee one. It's an easy one, easy to pour. You know, you can have that, you know, lying around. And again, pretty damn cheap. So it's on the same level as the bottle of shite. It's about 20 quid. And you're getting a picture of Robbie Burns in your bottle, which is pretty cool. Now those that are about to have the next one, which is in box B. Okay, I'm just going to bring up the bottle for this one because again I'm playing with you. You guys got a bit of crack in this box. Let me just see. Oh, it won't let me bring it up. 2 seconds. Okay, it's really not letting me do it for some reason. Come on. Okay, here we go. If I can bring
Paul, is there
there is not
more detail in box C? Gokul in the chat is saying that he's got a black label 30, orange label 31, and white label number 1.
Oh, he has a white label number 1 as well.
Yeah, but his 30 and 31 are different from the others as well.
I'm sure he's drinking a mystery box. Well, do you know what? He might actually just have a pure mystery on his own, because I won't have a clue what's in his box. Really, I really don't. I really could. I don't have a picture of it. If it's different numbering, which just means he has been lucky enough to get random whiskies put in.
It's a mystery box.
Sorry.
All right, Gokul.
It is a mystery box, so
It is a mystery box. Yours is definitely a mystery. I know with Johnny's that the number 1 was replaced because I took out the B selection for someone specific. For your box, what was the colours?
I think it was. Let me see.
Let me just, because I can quickly check another box to see if it was if I automatically just did this and took them out.
Black label 30.
Black label 30. Right. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, that's really interesting actually. Black label.
And an orange 31.
And an orange 31. Okay, let's have a look. An orange 31. Was there even an orange 31 done? Oh, there was, right? Okay, give me 1 second. I think now these are really good because actually most of them are labelled. Most of them are labelled really, really well. So black label. Oh! I feel really bad. You did get some really interesting bottles there. Okay, so if you have had if you've had a mix-up in your last 3, all the rest, am I right in saying all the rest labels were exactly the same as what we've done already? Yeah?
Yeah, not sure. Oh, hold on. Gokul is saying in the chat his wife mixed it up at the end.
it's always the wife's fault.
So it's not my fault. It's not my issue, no?
We may have been given wrong colours there. He's
Right.
away to check.
He's away to check. Right, well, listen here. In the meantime, I was panicking there because I think if he got things like that, he was getting hit with a Middleton 20-year-old, and he got if that is the case, he got hit with a Middleton 20-year-old, and he got there was something else that was really really interesting. Yeah, if that is the case, I don't know why I would have done that. He might have also then got a Glenfiddich 17-year-old potentially. Anyway, look, we're on box B, number 31. Okay, this is what you're drinking just now. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. Okay, it's called the Laird O'Cock Pens. Okay, the Laird O'Cock Pens. This is a 10-year-old. Okay, blend of Glenlivet malts. And what we mean by that is the malts that are in here. There's no single grain. Okay, it's a high proportion of Glenlivet malts. So distilleries in the Glenlivet area went into this. Okay, 10 years old, dates back from the 1980s. Okay, very interesting little number, right? Really overlooked, completely overlooked. People don't really get it. We have tasted this before. I would say this is a wee surprise, and a really nice surprise. Hopefully you really do appreciate this. I know I went with a shite before. This one should not be shite. It will be musty. It'll have leathery notes, but it is a full blown blend. Really, 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 really intense blend. Yes, Robert, it is intense. And remember, it's coming off that period where blends coming into the 80s, are at their height. They're being sold massively all around the world. This one here is sold by a London company. But yeah, really nice. I like the fact that it's an age statement. blend from the 80s, which again is not normal. So it shows you the high end, and when it does, it talks about those high end malts that are coming from the Glenlivet distilleries. I told you before, a lot of distilleries in the Glenlivet region are, call themselves likes of Dufftown Glenlivet, or is it Aberlour Glenlivet as well? Those kind of, they're all different. They have the annex because they're in the Glen up there. Did we get that sorted with the labels for Gockel?
He's not come back on it yet.
Listen here. Look, for him it is a real mystery, but for me, I don't think I didn't make any mistakes. I just know I did definitely take one out for someone else, and that person will be wondering why they didn't get it. Okay, what do people make of that, Robert? Did you like that? That better than the shite? Good. Thumbs up. Yes, that's bonus. Good. Okay. Johnny, did you drink that? Was that okay? Yeah, good. Super. I like just.
Yeah, good.
Thumbs are good. Thumbs are good. I can see thumbs. That's excellent. Okay. Listen, there's some people I haven't spoken to yet, so I'm just we're gonna try and get a wee bit of crack here just now. Andreas.
Yeah.
Andreas, are you enjoying yourself? Are you?
Yeah. Could it be that Gockel has the same boxes than me, and he mixed up the cast strength?
Okay.
The cast strength box is ending black, orange, white.
Yes, that's what that's why I was looking at that. Potentially there is a mix up on the colours, and it's not. I don't think it's me that's done that. I don't think I mixed up the colours. So let me have a look at that cast strength box and bring up the colour for it, because that's interesting. Let's have a look.
Okay.
So we have this one. So we have where is it? We have this one here, which is the black label 30. Is that what he's talking about? Well, that one comes under the Bah Humbug, so that is that's the Glenfiddich. I'm not sure if that's the case. Let's have a look at the cast strength box. It's definitely important to take those pictures, because if not, I would have been lost. Yeah, so the cast strength, am I right in saying that that's what your cast strength looked like, Andreas?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the cast strength box. So if he has managed to do that, then he is starting to drink the Middleton, the Cologne, and the Connemara Turfmoor. Not bad wee selection there. Not bad.
Definitely not a bad complaint. That all right whenever that mix up happens.
It's not a bad mix up. I don't think it was me that mixed up. That must have been him, maybe doing it at home, maybe putting them into the box backwards. It's good having that colour coordination. That way we can make amends. Let me have a look. Who else? Dominic, are you there? You can just put your microphone on if you don't want to show your face. It's okay. I just want to see if you're having fun, if you've had a good time. Yes, no, yeah. Well, there we go. Good, excellent. Thumbs up's good enough for me, Dominic. Super.
So good. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you're having fun. Perfect.
Yeah, me first come like the battles come out. We'll have to come out, get a list of come out, like what they were come out later on. Yeah,
what I'll do, I mean, I'll actually physically put a list up, so I'll put up the 2 boxes and I'll put the list up onto the Instagram page and the Facebook page as well. So listen, people will be able to go back and see what they are. Not a problem at all. Listen, Dominic, thank you very much. Who is Widden? Widden S.
Yeah, that's me. That's Sean Widden.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Very good.
No problem. Where are you based?
South East London.
South East London. I hear. Did you get the one with the bimber in it?
I definitely did, yeah.
And what do you make of that?
It's not too bad. Not too bad. I was surprised there was no peat in it. There's like on the nose.
Yeah. Well, again, I think because it's not a peated liquid per se, i.e., it's not peated through the distillation process, that it's it's just using the cask to influence it. I think that it's very delicate in that respect, on the nose, and then actually on the taste, quite delicate. Although lots of alcohol, which means that liquid is, high note on the alcohol front. It's local to you though, and saying that it's in your city. That's the main thing. I'm sure you could maybe support them at some point if you like the liquid. Listen, thanks very much for getting involved. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. It's great getting the whiskies out to lots of places. Thank you very much. I'm wondering who else I've not spoken to yet. Who else? Not picked on. Stig Mansk. Who is Stig Mansk? Who are you? Is he coming on? He's maybe not going to come on. It's okay. I'm not going to embarrass anyone. The last ones in your box, okay, apart from Johnny, so don't cry yet. We'll definitely figure out what your bottle is. But everyone else, box A. Okay, box A. Again, this one is a blend, Scottish blend, 12 years old. Okay. And a blend of single malts only. So no single grain, single malts only. All right. So a 12-year-old single malts, a blend of it. I think it's a minimum of 4 single malts coming from the Highland region. All right. This is through Douglas Lang's Timorous Beastie project. Okay. So I'll put the picture up for you so you have it. Oh, give me the picture. Okay, here we go. So you've got a cask strength. So cask strength. All right, Timorous Beastie. All right, 12 years old. There we go. This is what they're drinking. If you're in box A, this is what you're drinking right now. Super stuff. All right. So one thing I really like about the Timorous Beastie range, all right, so people aren't maybe aware of it. So Douglas Lang's are independent bottlers. They now have their own distillery. Very, very young distillery. Literally just put out their first their first release recently. But their actual blends have different types. We've got Big Peat, so Big Peat are blends of Islay single malts. We've got Timorous Beastie, which are only Highland single malts. We've got the Epicurean, which is Lowland single malts. We've got Rock Oyster, which are the Islands single malts. And we also have, there's one more, Scallywag, which is the Speyside single malts. Each one of them, no grain. So no grain liquid, only single malts in the blends. And I really like them. And yes, thank you, Brendan. Strathearn is their distillery, which is now owned by Douglas Lang. Yes. So yeah, lovely, a lovely idea to have just blended liquid from these distilleries. So, I want to know people's thoughts on this. It does come in at cask strength. What do we make of it? Some nods there, which means it's good, and an OK sign, which means it must be good. OK sign just means it's amazing, is it? Is that like, oh, that's really good.
I think Douglas Lang has he's good at everything he does. So
yes,
this
Robert?
is good. Yeah, but all the expressions are very fine. I think I love the Scallywag. So
yeah, Skylak stuff's great. What I found about the Timorous Beastie range, again, I like using it for Robbie Burns night stuff. Obviously, it has a direct link to his poetry. But in terms of the Timorous Beastie range, I really like a lot of them have been sherry casked. Fully matured in sherry cask. This one, I'm not 100% sure if that is the case, but let me just have a wee quick check. This one doesn't say it was finished directly in sherry casks, but I like the fact that all of the Douglas line range are non-chill filtered, non-coloured. So there's no manipulation at that point. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed that. That to me, it's
very nice.
Yeah, it is. It's just a very good blend. But I love the fact it's cast strength. Again, sold out. Only 3,000 bottles of it. I think it's sold out. It's certainly sold out on a lot of the web pages where you're more likely to pick it up. But 54.4%. Don't be drinking it all at once. Box B, apart from Johnny, Box B. Box B, you all have a 9-year-old cast strength Bunnahabhain Madeira finish. Okay, there you go. I now need to figure out what Johnny has. But yeah, so everyone that has Box B, I'll bring up the picture of it.
That Madeira finish is bound to be Quern Street, I would think.
Do you know what it is? It is a fantastic. It's a fantastic drop. Let me just have a wee quick check of something. I actually have one sample left of that. Could you believe? Yeah, one sample. Or hold on, green. And I have that for myself, but I actually have a bottle left. So
is that my spot prize then, no?
Do you know what, Richard? I really could be that generous and give you a spot prize of that, couldn't I? Well, do you know what? You might not want it. Other people might tell you it's really shit. Know what I mean? So, listen here. If you have this now, Robert, have you drunk this yet, Robert? Right, hold on. I've got two Roberts. We're gonna go Robert J. Robert J. Have you tried this yet?
No, I'm still smelling it out now. I'm just actually googling it, looking for a bit of a price on it. To be honest with you,
Bit of price. Good luck finding a price on it. That it would have been sold in. It was actually sold in Germany for the Germans out there. Again, sold in Germany. It was for the Cologne, I think, Cadenhead shop. This is from Cadenhead. So I'll bring it up just now.
You said that was cast strength. What's the ABV in that?
Yeah, I'll get that to you just now. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to find the image and that'll bring up the thing also. Yep. Here we go. 57.8%. Yeah, you like that? That's good. And it's Madeira cask.
Yeah, you can definitely. The Madeira comes pretty strong on it now, which is nice.
Yeah, and it was bottled for it was for Berlin. Sorry, the whiskey shop in Berlin. This one. Okay, so there you go.
That's nice. I actually do like that a lot.
It is good, eh?
Yeah, fan for sure.
Do you think I should give Richard some? Nah, should keep it for myself, shouldn't I? Just keep it for myself, and I should just drink it for myself. Yeah. So yeah, so it was actually matured in the Madeira cask for 2 years, fresh Madeira cask for 2 years. Really, really impressive stuff. A lot of people, again, Bunnahabhain, is it one of those distilleries that people overlook? Potentially. You've got so many big distilleries in Islay that you sometimes you maybe go and overlook all these other distilleries. So Bunnahabhain, really nice. Whiskey, sometimes peated and sometimes not peated, which is interesting. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully that was hopefully that won the day. Now, Johnny, to find out what you're drinking, show me the label again. Was it white with green? This is interesting. So, white with green, there can only be a couple. And I think it's Blue Spot. Let me see the colour of it. Just turn it around so I can see the colour, because I might be able to just pick it out on the colour.
That'll be another Madeira influence anyway.
It would be. I think that's maybe why I made that choice with the Blue Spot to go in as a kind of backup. Let me have a look. To be honest, I'll be honest. I'm going to be very frank with you. I don't really care, but I do want to get it right. You know what I mean? I do want to get it right. Let's have a look. I think it's from the Bah Humbug box, right? So Bah Humbug. If it's from the Bah Humbug box, we are Kaylila. So when you open this up, have you opened up already, Johnny?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you open it up, what is this? If it smells at all peated, then you have a Kaylila 23-year-old cast strength. If it's not peated,
it's not peated.
Then if you
it's not peated.
And if you taste it, does it taste like? I mean, if you know what a pot still liquid tastes like, it'll be a little bit thick and oily.
And that it's nice.
So you just don't know. You just don't know.
This is going to be a mystery forever, Paul. A mystery forever.
Do you know what? Well, as long as it's nice. I mean, as long as it wasn't shite. Listen, it's yeah. Do you know what? I think more than likely it's the Blue Spot 7-year-old cast strength, which comes so lots of alcohol on it. 58.7%. Yeah. Yes, so it uses Madeira casks. So you should be getting, these guys all had a Madeira finish. I think that's what that is. I would. It's either that or it was peated, and if it was peated, then it was a Kaylila. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. Oh, no bar. Oh, good crack. Hope everyone's had fun. Do you know what I mean? I hope everyone. Yeah. Hope everyone's has had a bit of banter. Today was about it could have been hit and miss. It could have I genuinely could have mucked around, but I thought I did okay. Thought I created a balanced box.
Class job as always, boy. Class job.
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
Yeah, it's definitely something I'm really glad I tried.
Good, and I hope Johnny, your friend, enjoys his box. I hope your present, was appreciated also.
Yes.
Good. Well, listen, I'm going to be logging off, but here you guys can stay on here for the chat. I don't really mind. I'm going to log off on the main broadcast on the Facebook and YouTube just now. So goodbye to everyone out there. Hope you've all had fun. Any questions about this, don't be frightened to ask. Message me and stuff, and I'll put the list on the Facebook page and the Instagram page. Okay, thank you.